Hello, my name is Pavel and welcome back to my channel. I know this video is going to be super long, but if you can't tell by the title, today I'm going to be showing you everything that I've watched so far in 2022. And so far this year I have watched 64 movies. That is so many films, and I always set an annual goal of about 100 movies to watch, and it is June and I've watched 64, so I think I'm doing fairly well. I'm going to scooch to the side so you can see my screen here, and I'm going to walk you through everything that I've watched. I'm not really going to give a proper review of everything because if you want those, just go through my channel. And yeah, let's chat about the 64 movies that I've watched this year and what I liked, what I disliked, and what I kind of want to watch throughout the year, because I think my watch list has over 650 movies. I think, which is a lot. Be right back. Okay, hello. I hope you can see my screen here roughly, but basically I use IMDb, so do not judge me because I just prefer it. I don't know why, I just do. I've been using it since 2018 where I watched 108 movies, as you can see here. And this year I have watched 64, so some previews here for you, but let's go through them all because there's so many movies and I feel like this is just going to be a chatty video where it's not going to be super exciting, but that's okay. I'm just going to chat about all of this. So the first movie that I watched was Petite Maman, which was directed by, I actually do not know how to pronounce that name and I'm not gonna try pronounce it, but I believe they directed A Portrait of a Lady on Fire. I could be wrong, but that was a movie that I absolutely adored. And this movie, I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't fully understand it when I watched it for the first time. I've only seen it once. I don't know why I said for the first time, but it was, you can read the synopsis here. I just really loved it. I just loved the themes throughout it, and it was just incredible, and it was such a joy to watch, and just a joy to watch things from a child's perspective. So I absolutely loved that. The next movie I watched was High Fidelity, which I really enjoyed. And then this is where I kind of started my YouTube journey with Julia Ducournau's Jr., which is kind of like a big metaphor for puberty, which I really loved. Julia Ducournau has directed some incredible movies such as Raw, Titane, and just incredible. Then I watched The Strange Thing About the Johnsons, which is such a fucked up movie. Do not even Google it. Or it's Ari Aster. And if you want to read what it's about, you can pause it and just read it there. But holy wow, it was so disturbing. Then I watched a Harry Potter 20th anniversary thing, and I kind of forgot I even watched that. Does that speak for itself? I don't know. I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, so sorry. Then, my favourite movie of the year by far, the movie that I come back to all the time and I think about on a genuine daily basis, that I loved so much, and that is The Worst Person in the World. Everything about this movie just made me feel so comforted, and everything that the main character throughout this movie does is just so incredible. It's such a beautiful movie, and it's just and I know the director of this movie has so many incredible films that I've just not watched yet, and I'm so excited to watch them, and I definitely will. Then I watched a Russian movie because I am from Lithuania and I speak fluent Russian, and I just thought, why not? Because I grew up watching this movie, and in hindsight it's quite fucked up, but it's fine, here we are. Then I watched The Hunt. Oh, also a very difficult story. You can put it that way. It's difficult. You can read it there, what it's about. But it was, can you say it was a fun watch? Because I don't think it was a fun watch. It was a strange and a unique watch, put it that way. Then Before Sunrise, I think this is like my fourth time watching Before Sunrise, the first of the trilogy, and I absolutely adored it. I'm actually gonna go push this to the side so I can sit back and, you know, talk about these films. Then I watched Rear Window for the first time, and that was such a unique concept, and every time I stare out my window and I look at my neighbors, I always think of this movie. And yeah, then I watched Le Weekend. I think it was just called Weekend, Le Weekend, I do not know, by Jean-Luc Godard. I didn't even know if I pronounced that correctly. It was such a confusing movie. I'm not even going to pretend that I understood what it was about. It was just hectic and it was all over the place. Did not know what was happening, so maybe I need to come back to it in a few years when I'm maybe a little bit more educated and understand what it's about. Then I watched A Quiet Place 2, a great sequel. It's rare that you get a good sequel, but it happened. This was a genuine good sequel, and I really enjoyed it. Then I watched The French Connection, also another classic that I've never seen. Not usually my type of movie, but it was definitely enjoyable to watch, so I do not regret watching it. Then I watched Minari. It took me this long to actually watch it, and quite an emotional movie. You know, starting your life fresh in a new country is something that I can definitely relate to, and this movie, you know, definitely I did not share the same type of transition into a new country as this family here, but very interesting. The Big Short, a little bit corny, but tries to explain big topics in an easier, more fun way, such as you know, the recession and stuff like that. Interesting. Watched Pig. I feel like this movie is just very underrated for what it is. I know people on YouTube who love movies have spoken about it, but I just feel like it's underrated. Moonrise Kingdom. Wes Anderson, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful movie. Licorice Pizza, did not like the impressions, accents thing. If you know, you know. Everything else was great, but just the weird thing, if you know. Afterlife, it's a TV show. I forgot to mention that there'll be TV shows and documentaries and stuff in here. Afterlife was okay, not my favorite once again, but I definitely did enjoy it, like the first 2 seasons, and then it just got a little bit cringy for me. Maybe even season 2 is a little bit too cringy. Spider-Man, No Way Home. I enjoyed it. I loved seeing all 3 of them on one screen, and I got goosebumps and I teared up in the cinema. So need I say more? Genius, the trilogy about Kanye West. I've made a video on this and I fucking adored it. Spoilers. Jaws, first time watching it. Really enjoyable, extremely influential. Psycho, first time watching it, extremely influential, extremely unique. Plus One, not a good movie. Everything that just, I don't know, it was an okay movie, I guess, not awful, just a bit cringy. Could have went a different way and been more unique, but they just took the safe route. Hail Caesar, got a low rating and I really enjoyed it. Cast was entertaining, the visuals were beautiful. Interesting. The Matrix, first time watching it, I feel like it was very unique for its time. For the sequel and trilogy and blah blah blah, suck, so I don't know if I'm gonna watch it. Oh, I forget what this translates to. White Collar Worker, Bong Joon-ho's first movie. Also made a video about that if you wanna watch it. Then this is Tarantino's first short film, my best friend's birthday. Crazy. You can tell Tarantino is so passionate. You can tell. Anxious People, based off a Norwegian, or am I getting this wrong? I don't actually know what. It's based off a book about a robbery. So entertaining. TV show. Dick Johnson is dead. Sad, funny, makes you think about death. If that's what you want to watch. If you want to think about death, watch that definitely. Le Weekend, Before Sunrise with older people and more cringy, so I definitely didn't I understood it, sorry, but I just didn't really enjoy it. Two Distant Strangers, a very unique telling of a tale that we hear about all the time, and it is disgusting. Windfall, I kind of forgot that I even watched Windfall, and I think that speaks for the movie because it just wasn't good. Such great potential, such a great cast that you could do so much with, and I just feel like it just wasn't good. The Englishman, who went up a hill but came down a mountain. I went on a spree of watching Hugh Grant movies, and it was okay. Not the best Hugh Grant movie, by far not the best Hugh Grant movie, but I definitely enjoyed watching it, and I'm glad I've added it to my roster of watching, slowly trying to watch all the Hugh Grant movies. Jennifer's Body, such a low score but definitely iconic, has some really weird dialogue, and I've made a video about this if you want to flick through my channel and find it, but holy fuck. Fanatic is a Polish short film about a man who's obsessed with fishing and his life. His obsession kind of corrupts his entire family and makes them very depressed to have him as his father, and it kind of looks at relationships between the entire family dynamic and stuff like that. Very interesting. Oh, I don't remember what this actually translates to in English, but I'll put it on the screen here. But Francois Truffaut, first movie of his I've watched, and it's kind of based on his entire life, which was so interesting. Don't Look Now, Being Shot At, which all these movies I have watched when I watched Timothée Chalamet's favorite French movie, so if you want to watch that video, it's on my channel. 10 Things I Hate About You, first time watching it, and I really enjoyed it. It has had all the stereotypical tropes of a movie like this, but I definitely did enjoy it. Le Bon, which I think translates like the party, something like that. Which was fun. I kind of forgot it was from the 80s. I feel like it holds up really well, and it's just a great coming of age movie that I definitely want to revisit. Whew, I'm getting warm. Deadly Cuts, an Irish movie that just didn't really impress me. I had high hopes and I want to watch more Irish movies. It's just, I don't know. Adult Life Skills was the same. I had high hopes and it just kind of let me down. LOL, Laughing Out Loud, which is it a French movie? I don't actually remember. I think this was one of Timothy's. Yes, it was one of Timothy's. I did really enjoy it. Mr. Roosevelt. What even is this? I don't even remember watching this. Oh, I do remember watching this. I don't think I enjoyed it that much because I obviously do not even remember it. The Newtown Boys. I once again do not really remember watching this movie. I don't think I enjoyed it. Le Voyage dans la Lune, A Trip to the Moon, which was the first proper short movie ever made from 1902, which is insane, and it is so cool. Yeah, the visuals in this remain so iconic, like the moon here, you know, this thing, so cool. I've seen people getting tattooed, and it's just so fucking cool to see how far things have come. Such a generic statement. Le Jeu, oh, I don't even remember what this translates to. But basically, everybody is at a party and they all put their phones on the middle of the table and they just leave them, and whatever rings happens, they can all check the notifications. In theory, it's meant to be crazy, but in reality, I don't think this would work, but I'm glad it's in a movie because it works in a film, and then the last 10 minutes were just awful. Put it that way. Another Irish movie, Redemption of a Rogue, a lot better and filmed in locations that I usually drive through, which was really weird to see. Some elements were good, such as the visuals, they were really beautiful, but the rest, Choose or Die, I'm not even going to press into it because it was an awful thriller horror movie. Oh God, I hated that movie. Everything about it made me really angry, and it's in one of my vlogs. I think it's the 3rd or 4th vlogs if you want to watch me talk shit about this movie. Okay, so the next thing that I've watched was Casino Royale, and I remember watching this when I was a kid, and I did not appreciate it because I was young and I was like, action movies? They're not for me. And I really enjoyed re-watching it. I'm slowly making my way through all the 007, James Bond movies, whatever, and it's really fun. I'm really enjoying doing that. Then I watched Love Actually, The Notebook, and Titanic, which I forgot to add in here, for a video where I watched Harry Styles' favorite movies, and if you want my opinions on that also, you can watch that video. But basically, they're fine. They're not incredible, they're fine. I was quite surprised by the list, but you know, it is what it is. Then I watched Breakfast at Tiffany's, which I also made a video on, and I was quite surprised by some things in this, such as the racist characters, which was very uncomfortable to watch, so I was not expecting that because it's such a classic. Cabin Fever, The Grudge, One Missed Call, I made a video on where I watched my childhood favorite horror movies that are actually really shit, and holy fuck, how was I terrified of all these movies growing up, because The Grudge is iconic in an extent because of its visuals. One Missed Call is just terrible, and then Cabin Fever is just... Cabin in the Woods is the perfect piss take of a movie like this. So if you've seen Cabin in the Woods, it's everything that it like stereotypes, like takes the piss out of, is in this movie. Do you know what I mean? You definitely know what I mean. Then I watched X and In the Mood for Love and Malignant all in a vlog. Or no, I don't even remember what I watched. See when I kind of forget what I actually watch and for what I watched. X and In the Mood for Love. When did I watch Malignant? Oh, I don't even remember. Oh, okay, yes, I watched X, Malignant, and Sonic for a vlog, and X, cool concept, so weird at times, random singing in it, and I just did not understand why it had to happen, but cool in concept. In Mood for Love was really interesting, because it's like a romance movie. It's not even a proper romance movie, it's just a movie about love, and it just really focuses on two characters and really forces the viewer not to care about external characters. You are just focusing on these two, and I really like that, and the way it did that, and it was incredible. Malignant, a great horror movie that was just so over the top, and if you're not in a mood for a horror movie, don't watch this at all, because it is so horror that it's just horror. It's hard to explain, but I've also discussed it in my vlog if you would like to watch that. Sonic the Hedgehog, my childhood. Corny. Sonic starts flossing and doing Fortnite dances, and it was very questionable as to why he did it. Had potential, and I'm excited to watch the second one. You definitely know what Sonic is. The Disaster Artist I just watched one evening because I just wanted to, and Tommy Wiseau, you know, the creator of The Room, such an iconic movie, and it's crazy the mystery surrounding this man. What age is he? Where did he get his money? What does he do? He's, as a character, such an interesting human, and James Franco and Dave Franco are very good in this, and you know, seeing the resemblances between The Room and The Disaster Artist, and like how they replicate everything, and in the recreation kind of whatever of The Room, it just kind of brought me back to like a younger me, and discovering The Room for the first time and being like, this is such a shit movie that I actually like it for some reason. So if you've not seen The Room, definitely go watch The Room. Then we have Shrek 2, High School Musical 2 and Ratatouille, which is a video I literally just wrapped up today, where I watch my childhood favorite movies. And that was a journey, and it's crazy how your perspective changes when you grow up and you kind of look back on the movies you loved as a kid and you're like, why? What did you see in this, and why did you absolutely adore it? Because that was me with High School Musical. It has some of the most cringy dialogue, outfits, the makeup is awful, the songs are awful except for Bet On It, and wow, it was just it was just mad. And then, sorry, my phone just randomly locked. Then we have, there's High School Musical 2, Ratatouille, you know, Ratatouille, Chef, Rat, incredible. I love Paris, and I love food, and I love animals, and this Remy, isn't it Remy, right? He's just such a lovable character. And Shrek 2. Do I need to say anything about Shrek 2? Do I really need to say anything about Shrek 2? Let me move back into the center and properly discuss everything, you know? Okay, so this is the end of the video. This isn't a proper video that I would usually make. It was just kind of me sitting down and giving you a quick tour of the library of movies that I've watched so far this year. And if you want proper reviews of them and like my in-depth opinions, I've probably made videos on most of these movies, because as I said previously, I started my YouTube channel basically on this fourth movie that I've watched this year, and everything else I kind of watch is for YouTube, and it's quite rare that I watch movies just for myself, which is kind of sad, but I really, like, YouTube really pushes me to watch new stuff. So, you know, if you want better in-depth reviews, even leave a comment or message me on Instagram at Pavel Spam, and I'll give you a proper review, or we can discuss the movies. And that's everything that I basically watched this year. I have a huge watch list of movies that I need to watch so far. I think there's like 600. I'll quickly put up a thing on the screen now which will show you everything that I need to watch. I'm not even going to show you them all, I'll just show you some of them. But if there's any movie you need me to watch, I always ask at the end of all of my videos, what movie should I watch next? So please leave a comment and let me know, and thank you so much for watching this video. That's not a typical video that I would make, I guess. Thank you, and goodbye.